The secret of the special maritime jurisdiction of the United States exposed, revealing the most repugnant fraud ever perpetrated on the people of the United States of America. A brief dissertation exposing the true nature and cause of modern criminal accusations. By Valiant Liberty. Copyright by Valiant Liberty. Copyright 2001. All rights reserved. Permission to copy, publish, reprint, and distribute in any medium is expressly granted on the condition that this article be reproduced in its entire, complete, and unedited version, and that acknowledgement be given to Valiant Liberty. Caveat. Disclaimer. This work is in no way to be construed as legal advice. It is not written by attorneys. If the reader wants advice, he should hire an attorney. The article is presented as a work of fiction for entertainment purposes only. Woe unto you also, you lawyers, for you laid men with burdens grievous to be borne, and you yourselves touched not the burdens with one of your fingers. Luke 11 verse 46. Woe unto you, lawyers! For you have taken away the key of knowledge. You entered not in yourselves, and them that were entering in you hindered. Luke 11 verse 52. The secret of the special maritime jurisdiction of the United States exposed 2/46. The scope of the fraud. The trials and tribulations that many people accused of criminal offenses are a direct result of not understanding the nature and cause of the accusation. The end result of this lack of knowledge and understanding is that the United States and the states have the largest prison population in the world and execute the most people. Lives and families are destroyed. Family farms are stolen by unscrupulous judges and attorneys. Hard-working folks who have done no wrong have lost their homes and savings and have been reduced to a state of poverty by an encounter with the American system of injustice. The horror stories are limitless. This author believes that this lack of understanding is the result of the dumbing down of America, a part of a scheme devised and orchestrated by foreign and domestic enemies of the people of the United States of America, not the least of which are the American Bar Association and the various state bar associations which sprang from England. These bar associations have concocted a Luciferian scheme bringing the maritime jurisdiction onto the land, and the scheme undoubtedly includes every member of every bar association up to the dishonorable justices of the Supreme Court. These foreign and domestic enemies of the people of the United States of America are believed by many, including the author, to have schemed for years, at least since the founding of our nation, to establish a total takeover of not only our country, but the entire planet, and to enslave the people in their demonic quest to establish a one-world government or new world order created out of the chaos of the destruction of liberty and to be founded upon the ruins of the principles on which our once great nation was established, and with the slave labor supplied by a once free, self-sufficient, and proud people. Yes, Virginia, there is a conspiracy. There is a conspiracy by attorneys to steal everything that you have and to make you a slave. The members of the bar have bestowed honors, privileges, and immunities upon themselves in direct violation of the very constitutions that they have sworn an oath to uphold, so they can steal with impunity. They have defecated on the principles of law and justice. This author has personally witnessed them laugh about their license to steal when referring to their membership in the bar. Lawyers have infiltrated and taken control of the legislatures so they can enact laws for their own unjust enrichment. For the most part, they occupy or control the offices of the executive branches of the governments of the several states so they can sign the legislative enactments into law. They absolutely control the judicial branch so they can adjudicate and enforce the laws and divide the spoils among themselves. They control the banks so they can launder their ill-gotten gains. These zealous advocates of injustice will strip you of everything of value you have if they are given the least opportunity. If you hire one to help you out of a scrape with the law, for the most part, you will end up in prison while your lawyer is sipping margaritas on the beach in Cancun, paid for with your money. Your ex-wife might even be with him. Only if you have as much money as T. Cullen Davis or O.J. Simpson once did, might you be able to buy. The secret of the special maritime jurisdiction of the United States, exposed 3/46. Yourself some justice. The justice these two colorful characters bought for themselves cost them their fortunes, but they evaded imprisonment and possible execution for a price paid in money. Most people don't have the financial resources with which to bribe the members of the bar, so they languish in prison while the lawyers take what little property they had, plus a bonus from the state for their services. When you go into a court accused of a crime, and are inclined to hire a lawyer or accept a court-appointed lawyer to help you out, remember that the lawyer is being paid by the state and is licensed by the state, the judge is licensed and paid by the state, the jury is licensed and paid by the state, they at least have driver licenses, don't they? The prosecutor is licensed and paid by the state. If the judge orders a psychological evaluation to determine if you are competent to stand trial, the psychobabblist is also licensed and paid by the state. The cop that accused you and who will testify against you is licensed and paid by the state. If you are tried and sentenced to death, the cleric who comes to pray for your miserable soul before the execution is licensed and paid by the state. The guy who sticks the needle in your arm for the euthanasia is licensed and paid by the state. After they inject you with poison, the doctor that pronounces you dead is licensed and paid by the state. Could there be a hint of conflict of interest here? If the reader has ever had any experience with the modern criminal and justice system, the term contempt of court has taken on a whole new meaning for him. The lawyers fill the prisons with people who have injured no one but are convicted of statutory crimes of a maritime jurisdiction. Prisons are filled with people whose only crime was to be in possession of a substance that they, the lawyers, have declared to be illegal. Good parents are separated from their children for attempting to discipline them, or because of divorce. Fathers are in prison because they cannot pay the court-ordered child support. It is blatantly imprisonment for debt. People are in prison for exercising their presumed right to keep and bear arms. People are routinely thrown in jail for non-jailable traffic offenses, and the Supreme Court in Atwater v. City of Lago Vista, hashtag 99-1408, April 24, 2001, has said it is okay. People are jailed every day for such heinous offenses as not wearing a seatbelt or not paying a motor vehicle registration fee. America, the land of the slave and the home of the free, has more people in prison and more people on death row than any other country in the world, and new prisons are being built every day. And in order to keep these new prisons filled beyond capacity, the various lawyer-controlled legislatures are busy enacting more and more new statutory maritime crimes. Woe be unto you if you don't pay a tax that is presumed to be due. If you don't pay up, The zealous advocates of injustice will drag you into their secret maritime jurisdiction on the presumption of a tax debt and steal your bank account, your car, your home, and anything else they can find. You may even go to prison if you resist. The secret of the special maritime jurisdiction of the United States, exposed 4/46. Too much or know too much, they will send their minions, the police, to assassinate you in broad daylight with impunity. The lawyers protect their obedient minions. These police agencies, whose motto is to protect and serve, get away with murder on a routine basis. Yes, they do protect and serve their masters, the lawyers, very well. This is why this essay must be spread far and wide as quickly as possible. The word must get out. The attorneys will stop at nothing to keep the scheme of their maritime jurisdiction secret. One advantage that the people have is that the rats are not yet totally in control of the internet. Please use it. If you have a web page, please post this article. Another advantage that the people have is numbers. There are more of us than there are of them. The greatest advantage that the people have is the truth. The lawyers fear it. They go to extraordinary lengths to suppress it. If you want to know what fear smells like, find a judge after you read this article and explain what you are about to learn from the succeeding pages. Mail copies of this article to every lawyer, judge, legislator, and sheriff you can, if you know of any who can read. Let the pungent odor of fear waft across the land. They know that once the truth escapes, it cannot be held back, and once again covered with darkness, at least not for several generations. When they are exposed, they will be powerless and vulnerable. People eventually recognize the truth. The truth is light, and the darkness flees from the light. The American people still have a sense of justice, and the lawyers especially fear justice. How have they gotten away with the fraud for so long and managed to keep secret the maritime jurisdiction that has come onto land? The answer is because the lawyers also control the fourth estate and institutions of religion and learning. The news media aids and abets the esquires by suppressing the truth and perpetrating lies. It is a form of Orwellian mass mind control. The people are constantly fed a stream of propaganda through the network news, the newspapers, the public schools, colleges, and universities, all lawyer-controlled, and most especially the incorporated 501c3 churches. Like all other corporations, these churches are controlled by lawyers. The corporations that the people work for aid and abet the lawyers by perpetuating the false truths in their corporate policies. The subliminal messages transmitted are the lies that America is a free country, slavery is abolished, America is the great land of opportunity, there is separation of church and state, and good Americans, and especially good Christians, should submit to the government. It is the patriotic Christian thing to do. These themes never cease. They are constantly bombarded and ingrained into the psyche of the people. Hitler recognized in his work, Mein Kampf, that if you told a lie and repeated and reinforced it often enough, the people would begin to accept the lie as a truth. The bigger and more outrageous the lie, the better. After a period of time, when the lie is sufficiently programmed into the psyche of the national consciousness and is accepted as truth, the human mind does a remarkable thing. If the truth is then presented, it will be rejected as a lie. The psychobabblists have recognized this phenomena and describe it as cognitive dissidence. This cognitive dissidence can be compared to programming a computer, if you program lies and false information. The secret of the special maritime jurisdiction of the United States, exposed 5/46. into the computer, it will spew out lies and false information or just lock up completely and cease to function. Junk goes in, junk comes out. This cognitive dissonance is powerful and difficult to overcome. Your authors have struggled to overcome it for years. Another method very successfully used by the lawyers to keep their secret under the cover of darkness is the age-old strategy of sending their minions to infiltrate, divide, and conquer any organization of people banding together to resist the present tyranny of the injustice system. owners of ships. 3 Bouv. INSTN 2621. 2. There are maritime causes also for torts and injuries committed at sea. 3. In general, the courts of admiralty have a concurrent jurisdiction with courts of law of all maritime causes, and in some cases they have exclusive jurisdiction. Emphasis added. As long ago as 1851, the Supreme Court recognized that the Congress has the power to extend the jurisdictions of admiralty and maritime causes to the land under the Commerce Clause and deprive the people of the right of a trial by jury. The following holding by the High Court pretty much says it all. This power of admiralty jurisdiction is as extensive upon land as upon water. The Constitution makes no distinction in that respect. And if
Greetings. I'm not sure about the sound. Salute, sis, Bolinga. No sound from the audio. So I think I forgot to stop this thing and probably upload it by way of the recording. That information here is essential to our plain people, our common people. So let me see how I can redo this and bring it forward. Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. Salute, sis. Gratitude. Bolinga. Salute.